We have really enjoyed sailing in the Mediterranean so far. We have visited iconic places such as Barcelona, Saint-Tropez and Monaco, but have certainly been surprised by the many beautiful villages and towns in between. Although it is still very warm and sunny, winter is approaching. We like to spend the coldest month of the year at home with family and friends, so we always have to look for a suitable place to leave the boat safely behind during these months. I have reserved a place for this year in the south of Sicily, namely Marina di Ragusa. But now that Charlotte asked us to help her start up her new business in Belgium, we are currently looking for a temporary mooring in this region to be able to go home. To find out which obstacles we have to overcome and whether we will succeed, you will see later in this video. Enjoy watching! We have now arrived at the port town of Menton, and since we have still not received any confirmation by email, we are going to ask the harbor master personally.
You didn't help me.
I cannot film and hold the ropes at one time.
And here is the Capitanaria with a dinghy pontoon. And hopefully we have a positive answer for our staying in September.
T-shirt on for a good impression. So we have the permission to leave our dinghy here for a couple of hours, and the reservations for September I must do it through the app of Navily, and I think it's not going to be a problem, but to be sure I have to get my confirmation by the app, so let's try it. So the account is made. After 45 minutes I have uploaded all the documents, I put in my request, and I will wait. Strange world we're living in. Now that the application was made, we could start visiting the town. Menton is located at the very end of the French Côte d'Azur and is the last port of call before the Italian border. And we are very close to Italy now. As you can see here in Menton, we have a lot of Italian influences, many Italian restaurants, and a lot of people speaks Italian already. It benefits from a particularly mild climate, which makes the soil unprecedentedly fertile for fruits and plants. The beautiful Mediterranean plants are spread through the city. Various tropical species grow here, including the lemon, the iconic plant of Menton. Every year, between February and March, this citrus fruit is honored during a celebration. Gourmet chefs spotlight their dishes with this fruit, while all kinds of statues are made with it all over the city. The Lemon Festival originated in 1934 and attracts 230,000 visitors every year. More than 300 professionals work on it, and 145 tons of citrus fruit are used to create the work of art. So I think we have seen most of Menton. Here at the beach it's even warmer as downtown. And so we're heading back to our Missy. And our dinghy is still waiting for us where we left her. Although the officer of the marina told us we can only stay here for 2 hours, but what can you do in 2 hours if you want to visit the town? So
If you want, we can bring the dinghy over there, eh?
yeah.
To the stairs.
Right on time. You know what? I will bring the dinghy over there because it's really high to get in.
Okay.
Or are you gonna try?
No.
I'll put it on camera if you want.
No. I'm gonna take the stairs over there.
Oh, it's already much cooler on the water. We just left our anchorage at the village of Menton. We had a nice stay over here. The stay wasn't so nice because tonight it was quite rolly, but the city was very nice, beautiful. So, but we have seen it in one day, and I don't want to spend another rolly night here at this anchorage. So it's now 9 o'clock in the morning, and we are leaving for Bordighera, just a small town just across the border of Italy, and I hope we're gonna have a better night next night. However, the wind is coming from overland, that's okay, but the swell is still coming from the south and running into the coast, so maybe I'm gonna put my stern anchor. I don't know yet. We'll see how many boats there are, but if it's possible I will set the stern anchor. It's only a small trip of 8 nautical miles, but there's no wind, so we have to run on engine, and I will stay close in this area because we didn't have any confirmation of any harbor that I have contacted where we can leave our Missy during the period in September that we would like to go home. So I'm not going too far away, because if the wind doesn't pick up the next couple of weeks, then I have to run too far on engine. So but it's quite beautiful around here, so we'll stay a little bit longer. And next to the beach of Casino is the marina of Bordighera, and a little bit further is our anchorage. I also sent a request to Bordighera if we could stay there in September for a few weeks. First request was denied, but I could not ask for longer than 7 days. But since the 15th of August they changed the policy, and now I could choose a longer date, so maybe we are lucky. So this is the small marina of Bordighera, also the beautiful entrance. The harbor office is already closed because they are very limited in their opening schedule, but maybe we can find a marinero to ask if we can dock the dinghy, and otherwise we just find a quiet spot and drop him somewhere in a corner. There was no one at the harbor office, so we dropped the dinghy in a small corner, and now we are having our first walk in Italy. Oh my god, it's so hot. We are just 15 minutes on land and our bottle of water is almost empty.
And now we are heading to the boat.
We already noticed a significant price difference between France and Italy. Here in Italy the veal is very popular, but we bought some veal chops and we only paid 13 euros for 1 kilo. And in France I have seen veal chops for 30 euros per kilo, so it's a big difference. So what do we have for dinner tonight? Veal chops with mushrooms and pasta, the Italian way.
Yummy, yummy. And we have a sign that the battery is almost dead.
Yeah. We still have to go a few hundred meters.
Yeah.
So I hope
It's not pedaling.
we don't have to pedal because it's
Too hot.
way too hot.
And it's over.
I don't get it. We just had 10 minutes ago a signal that it was in half, and now it just stopped. You cannot rely on the timer on this battery. Maybe, no. Try again.
Little did we know that this would be the start of a long, incredibly frustrating period to get our outboard motor back in working order under warranty here in Italy. Spoiler alert, this is going to take more than a year and a half. Keep following and you will find out all about it.
Oh,
No, it's not gonna last for long, but
what we have, we have.
every meter is one.
We made it.
Yeah.
We made it. Finally. Okay. We are here.
Oh. We have been lucky. And so we have our fresh Italian dish for the day. Veal chops with pasta, mushrooms in cream sauce.
How delicious is that?
Okay, let's give it a go.
And it's a great chef in the kitchen.
Yeah. Compliments to the chef.
Good morning.
Oh
It was a hot night.
my god. Yeah. So I slept outside. It was much better. But I'm still tired.
And we had some good news from Natalie.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Bordighera?
Yes.
I knew it. That's good news. Now we can plan, buy some tickets and go home and help Charlotte. Okay, so we are heading for the marina of Bordighera. As you know, we have received the confirmation that we can leave the boat for 3 weeks in September, and now we are going to the marina to just to ask some questions, practical questions, and look at the train station, how far it actually is by foot from the marina. So we have an idea what time we have to leave to catch the train to go to Nice, to the airport. We've been to the village to search for the train station, and we found the train station. It was a 20 minutes walk from the marina to the train station, so that's not so far.
How relieved we were! Now that we were finally assured of a berth, we could go back to enjoying our cruiser life in these beautiful surroundings.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Oh my god! It's really unbearable. Everything you do, you're completely wet after 2 minutes. And here she is. We are now passing Sanremo, but it is prohibited to anchor in front of the beach of Sanremo, so we have to go a little bit further, passing the marina, and there should be an anchorage where we can drop our anchor and go by dinghy to the marina.
It has been terribly hot and dry here in the region for weeks, resulting in a forest fire on the hills of the Italian Riviera.
Whoa, that was the first time that I've seen something like that from so close. He probably picked up some water to fight the fire in the mountains, because it's really burning at several places now. Here it comes.
For the next day, more wind were forecast, and a fire like this can quickly escalate in a true natural disaster, with many properties going up in flames. For us, it provided beautiful images, but for the people who live there, it's a real nightmare. Hopefully, it won't get too bad.
Good morning. I woke up this morning with a bit of a headache, probably caused by the thin layer of smoke that's hanging here across the bay, caused by this fire in the mountains. But today they doubled up the capacity of their airplanes. They are now flying with 2 airplanes to fight the fire, because in a couple of days the wind is gonna pick up, and I suppose they won't until then that the fire is under control. It's now around 9:30 in the morning, and it's already very hot. I just rubbed myself in with some sunscreen, but it's already dripping off my body. So I think today I need to wear a shirt with long sleeves against the sun, because this sun protection is not gonna help.
Here we go, up to Sanremo.
When we started this adventure, I never thought that getting water could be such a problem in the Mediterranean. I assumed that you could buy water in any marina like you can buy diesel, but apparently they expect you to pay the expensive port fees for a day and then be allowed to take any water. It shouldn't get much crazier.
So we're still trying to get some water and the dinghy spot in the marina of what was the name?
I don't know. It's
Two marinas here in Sanremo.
when you enter you have on the right side and the left side.
Yeah, so,
And we've been on the right side, near fuel station.
First I asked at the fuel station, but they told me I have to ask at the harbor office, so I went to there and I asked if I could buy some water, and he told me not my problem. So now we're trying at the other marina. Hopefully they are more friendly. We'll see. So I think I'm gonna drop my dinghy here in this corner. I don't think it's in the way of someone, and otherwise I just push the dinghy under this
Bridge.
under this bridge. Okay.
So that's gonna be our spot for the dinghy for the next few hours.
I don't think it's gonna bother anyone that our dinghy is in this corner.
No, I don't think so. Up to the harbor office.
When we entered the marina, my eye had already fallen on the many beautiful classic dragons that were there. Now I knew how it happened.
And there's gonna be a competition. The 21st.
Oh, the name of the marina was Porto Solo,
Ah, okay.
and the unfriendly one,
Yeah.
just to mention.
And so I decided to try it at the public marina next door.
So the harbor office was closed until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we're good for a few hours.
Sanremo is also a town with a far-reaching history. Many of the buildings in the old center date from the Middle Ages, as do the typical narrow streets.
Watch out for the wall next to you, because it looks like it's gonna fall apart any minute now.
What we hadn't seen yet in this region were these special arches between the buildings.
In the old days they used these bows between the buildings to strengthen the construction of the buildings. When it storms, the buildings don't fall apart. You walk in these narrow streets, you understand why they make it like this. There's a lot of shade and there's a cool breeze running in these streets. So Sanremo has quite some things to offer. It has a rich historic history. There are a lot of restaurants. They have very good ice creams, real Italian ice cream, and it's really nice. But we have to hurry up, or it's gone before we know it. And you have the old town with the narrow streets and the small shops. So it's worth a visit, maybe for 2 days, but then you have seen it all. And this fortress is next to the marina, so we are almost back at our dinghy, and now the marine office is open, so we can ask if we can get some water in this marina. So no luck in the other marina. No water for sailors.
Our flight wasn't scheduled for another 10 days, but we couldn't stay here and wait until then.
Okay, it's now day 4 on this anchorage nearby Sanremo, and it's time to go. The firefighters just stopped, so I assume that the fire is now under control after 4 days. And but for us it's time to go. We're heading back to Bordighera. It was not the plan, but they predict nasty weather in this corner of Italy. They're predicting on this coast waves of 2 meters, so it's not doable to stay here on anchor. So we're heading back to the protected bay of Bordighera, and maybe we will go Monday in harbor, because Monday and Tuesday are gonna be the worst days. At the moment there's nothing to see of the thunderstorm that's coming in a couple of days. It's still very crowded. I'm not gonna take the risk, and we're gonna leave here. I hope my anchor is not underneath this guy. I think we're lucky.
You're gonna close the anchor?
Yes. I'm gonna put a pin in. You never know what kind of waves we are getting into.
You're expecting a storm, I think.
Not today.
And so we left under beautiful conditions back to our well-protected anchorage in Bordighera, France.
And we are finally sailing again. It feels really good. I've got the impression it's almost 2 weeks ago that we had some wind and we were able to sail, and also today. Doesn't seem like it, but now the last hour is not much. I just have 6 or 7 knots of wind, but close haul, that is when our Missy doesn't need much wind. So we're now passing Cap d'Aille. That's the harbor that we have been 2 weeks ago to visit Monaco, and we are now heading for Bordighera. There is the anchorage, but first we are entering the harbor of Bordighera because we need some fuel and some water. That's the friendly harbor where we get some water last time.
And so, after refilling with diesel and water, we end up back at our familiar anchorage to wait out the bad weather.
So we are at the Bay of Bordighera right now, and it's finally starting to rain. This is the weather that was predicted and where we run from in Italy. And here is just a little bit of rain with some thunder and lightning, but nothing heavy at the moment. So I'm glad that I made the decision to come over here, because there's no swell here in this bay, so perfect. And I'm happy that it's finally a little bit cooler as the last couple of almost weeks. So, and I think I should take the opportunity of the rain to clean the boat today. And we are right in a storm now in that anchorage. Having gusts to 35 knots and a lot of rain. This guy, I don't know where he's coming from, but he's not holding. This guy with the other catamaran, they're also pulling up their anchor. Maybe they were also dragging, I don't know. I see no other reason why you should pull up the anchor now in the middle of the night. So there was probably something going wrong.
and as quickly as it came, just as quickly it was gone.
So it looks like it's past, so back to bed.
The next morning everything looked much better, and we were gradually able to move back to Italy.
And we are passing Monaco for the third time in a couple of weeks. Heading back for Italy now, because the worst of the bad weather is behind us. But there is still a lot of instability in the air. They are constantly giving gale warnings at the VHF. But as far as I can see on the windy app, it should be okay the next couple of days. I would like to go to Diana Marina tomorrow. It's a little bit further in Italy, approximately 25 nautical miles from Bordighera, where we have to catch the train next week. So it's only 5 hours away, and Sunday the wind should turn again, coming from the northeast. So we've got winds from behind to get back to Bordighera then though. We're getting a little bit bored at our anchorage in Bordighera.
But we're leaving back home in a few days, so we won't do anything crazy anymore.
Sea is a little bit choppy today. We are heading for Diano Marina.
The next few days it was mainly a matter of finding quiet anchorages, and due to the unstable weather we hopped from one place to another.
And here we go again, exploring a new town. I am carrying the money, so we're good. And we are back on the boat. In the meantime, the wind picked up a little bit and it's quite choppy here at the anchorage. We are completely exposed from the east, and the wind is coming from the east, and also the waves. But it's still not really uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna see to the app of windy what the predictions are, and normally, as far as I know, it's gonna turn again to the southwest, and then we should be okay. At the last moment I decided to change of anchorage, so I raised the anchor and now we are heading for Imperia. It's only 3 miles from the anchorage on Donia Marina, but here we should find some protection from the swell, because we can hide behind the breakwater of the marina of Imperia. We're sailing into the sunset. How beautiful is this? Looks very nice in here.
Yeah.
Let's find some shelter in the shade in the narrow streets, because it's damn hot today. Why are these old villages always on top of the hill?
That's something from the old days. For protection.
So good in Italy. Now it's time for siesta on board. Sunday. And the sea is much calmer now as earlier today. Time to take a swim. Today it's the day. After almost 1 month living on anchor, we are going into a marina today. The last couple of days since we are in Bordighera, we have been doing nothing else as cleaning and washing so that we can go home and the boat will be in order to leave it. So I think we have done everything we can do and now we are ready to go. Almost ready?
Almost ready. The last things.
Everything is nice and neat. That's the way we like it, yes?
That's the way we like it. Everything
Cleaned up
Yeah.
before we go. Here we go. Should be fine.
And so we began our journey.
Nice on time. 5 minutes before departure.
By train from Bordighera to Nice,
That's Terminal 1, 1 hour and a half before our flight, so nice on time.
from there by plane to Brussels, and so on by train to our home village.
And look who's here! Hey, Barteke!
Thanks for sticking with us until the end of this super long episode, and as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and please don't forget to give us a like. Until next time, guys, bye!